I can tell you a little bit about this process, as obviously being in the baseball community and knowing many people in the baseball community. And Trevin came extremely, he was highly recommended by a lot of coaches that I respect dearly, and that means a lot to me. As you can imagine, I got a phone call. Brett called me 3 hours into vacation with his news of moving on to Abilene Christian. So I spent the first day of vacation on the phone, starting to try to figure out the direction that we wanted to head. And it was really funny because Trevin was actually the very first text that I got in this entire process. And so it was interesting to just kind of see his name continue to rise to the top through lots of phone calls and conversations. And so I'm excited to be able to tell you a little bit about him, his career, and who he is as a coach and what he stands for, and give you a little idea of the man that we've hired to take over this program. So let me tell you a little bit about him. When you talk about building a championship baseball program, it's imperative to consider a few key elements: recruiting, player development, culture, accountability, all leading to consistently putting your team in a position to compete at the highest level. Today, we are excited to introduce someone who has built his career around those principles, and someone who understands what it takes to build a program from the ground up. Trevin Sonnier comes to Tyler Junior College with extensive experience at the collegiate and professional levels, including the last 3 seasons as the head baseball coach at Howard College. Since taking over the program, Trevin has established a culture built around high expectations, player development, academic and behavioral accountability, and championship-level competition. Under his leadership, Howard College has produced back-to-back 30-plus win seasons, including a regional championship and a trip to the Super Regionals, one step away from Grand Junction just this last year. But perhaps the most impressive measure of his impact is what happened to his players. During his short 3-year tenure as head coach at Howard College, 22 players have gone on to play at the Division I level. Another 12 onto the Division II programs, and several others have continued their careers at NAIA institutions. His players also have earned 11 all-conference nominations, and including an All-American. Before becoming a head coach, Trevin served as an assistant and recruiting coordinator at Howard College, with previous coaching stops at Abilene Christian, Wright State, Dallas Baptist, and Oral Roberts. Throughout those stops, he was part of championship-level programs, helped produce numerous school records and All-Americans, and coached conference award winners, including a Summit League Player of the Year and a Triple Crown winner. Trevin has been surrounded by some of the finest coaches in all of college baseball, but his understanding of the game extends beyond the dugout and into his playing days as well. His collegiate playing career took him from TCU to Panola College, which we will forgive him for that, Dallas Baptist University, Oral Roberts University, before he went on to play professionally for the Chicago White Sox organization. That journey from spending time in Region 14 as a junior college player to Division I player to professional baseball to an assistant coach and ultimately to a successful junior college head coach has given Trevin a unique understanding of what it takes to help young men reach their potential both on and off the field. He is also a graduate of Dallas Baptist University, where he earned his degree in interdisciplinary studies with an emphasis in kinesiology and sociology, graduating cum laude with a 3.77 GPA, while also earning a degree from Panola College, where he graduated magna cum laude. Trevin and his wife Dixie have 5 children who are all here today. We have Adeline, is that right? Adeline, Rosie, Bo, Loretta, and Josephine. And I wanted to share a little bit about, through this process, Trevin sent to me a little bit of his program vision. And I'm going to read a small excerpt from that because I think it's worthy of noting, and I think it'd be interesting for you to hear his vision for this program and something that he put together. Trevin says, "Our program vision will be developed will be to develop future leaders in our community and the communities they will return to and the communities they will end up in. And learning what it takes to be successful as a team in this game will instill the character traits demanded of culture-changing leaders. The objective is much bigger than baseball, which my players will be reminded of regularly. Through this game, our daily pursuit of excellence, through our successes and through our failures, we will instill our players with a sense of resilience, discipline, accountability, and love of the grind. These standards will lead to life changes and equip our players with the abilities to become successful students, impactful members of the workforce, a generational changing husbands and fathers. That is what I'm after, generations. I'm here to create an environment that helps turn boys into men so they can go out into the world and to their jobs and their families and help do the same within their own circles. To lead and to send out men with intention, purpose, and excellence so they can influence their community and the world by serving others, leading by example, and leaving it all better than they found it. So as we look at the future of Tyler Junior College baseball, we believe we have found someone who understands what championship baseball looks like, understands what player development looks like, and understands the importance of creating a culture where young men can succeed. I think that's very evident in his words that he shared. And so from the likes of Frank Martin, John Groth, Doug Wren, Brett Doe, I introduce to you the 5th head baseball coach in the history of Tyler Junior College, Coach Trevin Sonnier. Oh, yes. Can't forget this. Sorry, golf doesn't wear uniforms. A little harder. Appreciate it.
Man, I thought my days of getting nervous in front of a crowd were well behind me, but here we are. Here we are. This feels like we got Lance Russell over there. He's going to be my assistant. He's a big Rangers fan. I grew up a big Astros fan, so this feels like I just got the Astros job right now. So the Rangers are no good. But thank you guys. Thank you all so much for being here. This is really, really cool. Just the support. This is awesome. This is awesome. I've got a lot of people I want to thank. I want to show gratitude first to the committee. Doug, Preston, Dr. Drain, Coach Groth. I'm going to be honest. This is my dream job. This is my dream job right here. And you starting the program back up when you did, and getting that momentum going and turning it into what it is now is really special. So I couldn't have that dream if it weren't for you. So thank you. But yeah, so it's a little bit bigger than baseball for me. It's absolutely about the baseball, as we tell our recruits every time they're in our office. It's bigger than ball. It's not just about ball, but it's absolutely about the ball, right? But had a lot of stops in my coaching journey, and post-COVID, I spent some time building fences and pouring concrete, and that's when I realized I was a baseball coach because I didn't want to pour another slab. So me and Dixie kind of sat down as a family. We wanted to kind of figure out like what do we want to do as a family? What's going to give us purpose? What do we want to do long term? And we arrived at the conclusion, just from my time as a junior college baseball player and the way that I was influenced and impacted by the coaches I had that I was really fortunate to be around. That's what we wanted to do. That's what was going to give us purpose. So we decided that day that we wanted to be a junior college head coach. That was the goal. Long-term goal, JUCO head coach, because we could impact, the most players possible in the time that you're allotted, if that makes sense. So that's kind of our why. That's why we do what we do. But this is all that to be said. This is a dream come true because I've had this job circled for a long time. Lance, you probably remember about 4 years ago sitting in that office with me, and we were talking about how cool it would be to, if TJC ever comes open, once we get a little experience here, that sure would be cool, man, right? kind of talking about it though, like that'll never happen. It's not going to happen, right? Because the coaches here don't ever leave. You guys stay here forever, man. You guys stay here forever, and and what I kind of figured out going through this process. There's a lot of reasons, obviously, that this is a dream job for us. You know, I mean, facilities, tradition, legacy, green grass. Coach Davis, you got green grass over here. All fairly surface level reasons, but reasons that make sense. It gets us closer to family. But I didn't realize what a blessing it would be to just jump into this process with everybody, and just the things I was hearing kind of echoed the things me and Dixie were talking about in 2020 in Denton, Texas, between fence jobs. So it's just really special. Just the support here. It's evident that there's an alignment in leadership in terms of the sustained standard of excellence. And again, nobody here wants to leave, right? It's a great place to be. So we're really excited to plug into the community here and get involved and chase championships while we're at it. But I also want to show gratitude, and I want to thank Howard College for giving me my first opportunity. You know, a guy with no head coaching experience. It was a really, really good learning process for me, able to grow in that role. But I want to specifically thank Kyle Cooper for his support, and most of all, I want to thank those players, man, because me and Lance don't get to hit very often. We don't get to pick it very often. So it's all about the players. It's the former players, current players, but I specifically want to thank those guys for their buy-in and, you know, believing in us. And otherwise, me and Lance wouldn't be here today. So super thankful to those guys. Love those guys. That's what it's about, man. But I've mentioned Lance a couple times. I'd like to highlight him. He's a dude, man. He's awesome. Thank you for being in the trenches with me, man. You know, those were some long days, dog, but we made it. We made it. So we're here. Jake Huber will also be joining us, and I want to thank Jake. He's a young guy. He turned down a big finance job out of college because I was able to convince him of the mission of, you know, just the ministry that baseball can be and the lives you can impact, and he shared that vision, and for some reason decided to turn down a lot of money as a finance guy. So good for him. He's about it, and can't wait to get him here. But yeah, so this job's been circled for a long time for me. Like I mentioned, talking with Lance in the office, and then getting home, me and Dixie would talk, like, you know, 5-10 year plan. What's the goal? I had this job circled. It felt like a pipe dream, to be totally honest with you. And after my conversation with Lance, I almost didn't even bring it up to Dixie because I knew she'd love it here. But I decided to tell her, you know, what do you think about Tyler? What if that ever comes open? And you know, long story short, we pulled Zillow open once we got this job, and we already had about 100 properties saved. None of them we can afford, but beautiful properties. So we were ready. We've been thinking about it for a while. So I'm glad it all worked out. It's cool to see kind of God's hand on all of this. But yeah, so again, it's just a testament to the leadership here and you guys and the support. And it's, you know, it seems to be like a shared purpose, and that's what we're craving. That's what we've been praying for, and it's an answer to a lot of prayers. So we're really excited to get here and be here and plant some roots here and really, really dive into the community. And yeah, we're fired up. We're fired up. I know Dixie is. I'll tell another quick. I'm sorry. I get excited and I like talking about this kind of stuff. I'll tell one more story. So I was here for orientation, and so we did orientation. We came in. We stayed in a hotel. We're going to look at some houses and stuff, and go through orientation. Doug's showing us around, you know, the offices, campus, and everything, and asked, "Hey, y'all want to go to dinner in like 30 minutes?" And I'm going to invite some coaches. Coach Davis, appreciate you for. That was Doug. I was not the one that scheduled it last minute. You're going to have to take that up with him. But just, I'm going to put Dixie on the spot now. It's just something we've been craving. Just that community, that aspect, and Dixie cried. She cried, happy tears. It was awesome. It was awesome. But yeah, so any issue you had with the last minute scheduling, that's on Doug. We loved it. We really appreciated that. But yeah, so we do a thing with our guys, and I didn't make it up. So when I played at DBU, we did a thing called turtle on a fence post. And if you were walking in a pasture and there was a fence post and you see a turtle on that fence post, what are you going to say? Doug, what would you say? Who the heck put that turtle on the fence post, right? So, which is just, kind of an analogy that we're all in unique positions. We're all in spots that we could not be in, and it could be small things, could be big things, but we have people around us that sacrifice and help us get to where we are. I mean, to be totally honest with you, I'm nobody without the coaches I've been fortunate enough to be around. Of no, credit of my own. They poured into me, and I've been fortunate to have some really great mentors. But obviously, first off, my parents, they're rock stars. They showed me what hard work is. They showed me what sacrifice is. Coach Shelton, last Panola reference. Actually, I played against Coach Wren, and I remembered him. I don't think he remembered me. We lost that game too, by the way, so hopefully we'll keep that tradition going. But yeah, Coach Shelton, man, he's awesome. Awesome dude. He got me into junior college baseball, and it was, a really big deal for me. It was a life-changing experience. And we're still in touch today, and he's helped me a lot, really kind of transitioning now over to Region 14 and learning the ropes with everything. So thankful for him. Coach Hefner, Dallas Baptist University, I owe him everything. We've tailored our life to be similar to his in terms of what our goals and everything are. So he showed me and the rest of our teammates that, baseball can be a ministry, right? Like it can be a discipleship, and so that's, I owe everything to him. I consider him my mentor. I don't know if he'd claim the same, but so I'm super thankful for him, just in the aspect of what baseball can do for you in life, and not so much as a player, if that makes sense. But Coach Fulmer, ORU, the staff at ORU is great. Same thing, elite leadership guy. He's bigger than baseball for him. Super thankful for my time with him. Obviously, my rock stars over here, we got Addie, Rosie, Bo, Lottie, Josie. Y'all are the why. This is why we do it. Okay? Love you guys. And then Dixie. It's been a lot of hard years, dude. I talked about this over and over. I wasn't going to do this. But it takes somebody special to be a coach's wife. And she not only supports me, she keeps us motivated. She keeps us going. Love you. I'm going to stop. Anyways, what to expect from TJC baseball? Like Doug was mentioning, it's a whole person approach for me. It's student, person, player, emphasis on person, right? It's our kind of philosophy that good people make good players, and we want to pour into each one of those avenues daily. It's kind of our three staples of what we do. We're not a rules staff. We don't have rules, but we have standards, and that's big time energy, big time toughness, and big time humility. Because if you look at successful people anywhere in life, they probably have those three characteristics, right? Whether it's an elite accountant, big league baseball, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They have those three things. They have good energy. Are they a joy to be around? Being around them motivate you to be better, right? They have big time toughness. They can handle adversity, and then obviously humility, being selfless and elevating others, above yourself. Those are the ingredients to success, man. That's it right there. But like my goal is to always leave it better than I found it, which here's gonna be pretty tough, dude. Y'all left a good solid benchmark, so I'm gonna do my best. I promise you. There's nobody that's gonna outwork us, but you can expect to see our guys competing, having fun. I always say, if there's a way to quantify it, I'd want to lead the nation in a team that's having fun, right? I want every opponent we play after we beat the brakes off of them to leave the field saying, like, man, I wish I was an Apache. Those dudes are getting after it and having fun. So we're going to compete at a high level and get after it and let the scoreboard kind of take care of itself. But again, this is a dream come true for us. thank you guys so much for everything, the support. Just everything's been awesome. We can't wait to get down here full time. Still got to get that house sold, but we'll get down here. And yeah, thank you guys. Feathers up, baby. Let's go. Obviously, I mean, there's a lot of reasons, right? From the success you can have here, baseball-wise, that's absolutely a part of it. But the bigger piece is, I mean, the community of Tyler. That's huge. That's something that really intrigues us, and kind of getting plugged into the community and really planting roots, and you know what I mean, having it pour back into us as well. So there's a lot of reasons. The school's spectacular. Facilities are awesome. But more than that, it's, you know, you don't see, you know, it's pretty crazy how long some of these coaches stay here, you know, and you don't see that very often in junior college. And what I'm kind of figuring out is there's a reason why. There's a reason why, right? And it's a people's business, you know what I mean? You're in the business of people, and when the people have a shared kind of purpose and vision and all that good stuff, that who wouldn't want to be there long term, you know what I mean? Gives you purpose every day, you know. So obviously I love baseball. I'm going to love baseball wherever I'm at, but I'd like to be, you know, somewhere that I could see myself living, you know, for long term, if that makes sense. So it's really the community side is what, you know, we've prayed for a long time. So we're really excited.
When you started out your baseball career years ago at Panola College, did you envision yourself basically working back to the East Texas area and up here at TJC?
Yeah, I mean, at the time, I thought I was going to be a perennial all-star in the big leagues, right? That's what all us baseball guys think. We're a little irrational at times, but as soon as I got into coaching, absolutely. You know, I mean, y'all saw my whole crew. We got those 5 kiddos. We got that 15-passenger van outside. So with that, being closer to family is it's a big deal, right? It's helpful having family that want to, you know, pour into us. So this puts us a whole lot closer to family. So that's another piece of that too. But yeah, no, getting back to, you know, kind of the promised land, the green trees, the green grass. Yeah, that was absolutely something that was on, you know, our list of wants.
What is it that attracts players to this Region 14, this competition in Region 14?
Yeah, I think it's, I mean, a lot of what I just said. I mean, I mentioned up there just the sustained standard of excellence here, right? Like, that doesn't go unnoticed, right? If you know, teams that are having success, kids want to be a part of that, because that's going to help them reach their goals and, you know, get them to that next stop. So I think there's a lot of reasons why. Again, you got great facilities, you got a great school, right? You got great people around you. So I think all of that kind of ties into it, right?
You're inheriting a program that's had nothing but success. How do you see yourself being able to maintain that, but still able to take this team to the next level?
Yeah, no, I think obviously I'm not coming in to try to overhaul anything, right? This is a pretty dang good program. Again, Doe did an unbelievable job in his time here. Doug is a legend, right? I mean, won how many national championships? 5. That's crazy, right? Like the blueprint is already here. It's showing up every day and putting the pieces together and getting to work and finding that 1%, getting 1% better each and every day, and, you know, kind of building that team culture. And, you know, I'm here to sustain success and try to leave my fingerprints on it and hope we can chase a national championship, if that makes sense.
And being East Texas, you know, Texas may be, especially East Texas region, maybe a football area, but there are plenty of top quality high school baseball players in this area.
Yeah, no, Doug just rattled off a list yesterday of 7 former big leaguers that live in the area, and I'm like, wow, dude, that's crazy. No, I mean, Patrick Mahomes too, and he was ripping it like 94 off the mound. He just decided he wanted to go be the best quarterback ever. So, yeah, no, it's a great area, and that's our focus. Is we want to be, you know, we want to start in and go out recruiting, right? We want to dominate the area first and foremost. You know what I mean? And to do that, you got to be involved in the community. We got to be out, and we got to have a great relationship with the coaches, you know, in the area. But again, I think we've got a good enough brand that we can, when needed, we can expand our recruiting, if that makes sense.
And what should players expect from you, from your coaching style? What do you expect from your players?
Man, energy. I love it. I love ball. I love having a good time with them. Yeah, I like having a lot of fun, but they're going to be held accountable too. We're going to get after it. If we're not the hardest working team in the country, then that's a failure, right? So they can expect to get after it, but also while having a lot of fun doing it.